The sky was still half lit when the world changed forever. A thin layer of morning fog floated silently between the trees, coating everything in a pale silver glow. It was the kind of morning where the air felt soft, almost like it was whispering something no one could hear. In a small valley beneath a range of towering mountains stood a quiet village, peaceful and unaware that a story of unimaginable courage was about to unfold, one that people would remember for generations. And at the center of it all was an 8-year-old child named Adam, and a dog who would later be called a legend. Adam was a gentle soul, full of curiosity, always wandering, always exploring, but with a heart soft enough to see life in things others ignored. And by his side was Rex, an ordinary dog to the eye, but extraordinary in every way that mattered. A large shepherd, mixed with amber eyes that held loyalty so deep it felt ancient. Rex had come into Adam's life almost by accident. 2 years earlier, during a storm, Adam had found Rex injured and trembling under a broken wooden shed. The dog had been half-conscious, scared, and starving. Adam didn't think twice. He wrapped Rex in his little jacket and carried him through the rain to safety. The villagers said it was foolish, dangerous even, but Adam didn't care. Since that day, the bond between the boy and the dog became something beyond friendship, something that lived in silence yet spoke louder than words. Rex followed Adam everywhere. To the river, through the fields, across the hills, and into the small forest behind their home. Adam felt safe with him, maybe because Rex never hesitated. Not once, not even when shadows grew long or the wind made strange sounds between the trees. Rex had a way of standing slightly ahead of Adam, like a guardian, always listening, always alert. Some nights when the moon was bright, Adam would lie beside Rex and whisper secrets into his fur. Rex would tilt his head as though understanding every word, and perhaps he did. Life was simple, predictable, and safe, until the morning everything changed. Adam woke early, long before the sun fully rose. The valley looked magical, covered in drifting fog. He felt an unusual pull to go outside, like something was calling him. Rex, who slept beside his bed, lifted his head the moment Adam moved. The dog sensed something in the air, something he couldn't explain, but he followed Adam without hesitation as the boy quietly opened the door and stepped into the misty world outside. They began walking toward the forest trail, a familiar path they had walked countless times. But today it felt different. The fog was thicker, the silence heavier. Every sound, even the crunch of their footsteps, seemed louder. Adam didn't notice Rex's occasional low growls or how the dog stopped several times to sniff the air sharply. Something was wrong, but Adam was too lost in the beauty of the morning to see it. As they reached deeper into the forest, the fog became so dense that trees looked like ghosts. Adam slowed down and turned back slightly, just to check if Rex was behind him. Rex was right there, close, watchful, and tense. Adam smiled at him and continued walking, but just 20 steps ahead, something shifted. A distant sound, like a low crack of wood, echoed deeper inside the forest. Adam froze. Rex growled, ears forward, body low. The sound came again, this time clearer. Something big was moving. Adam barely had time to process before the world erupted into chaos. A massive shape leapt out of the fog. A starving mountain wolf, larger and more aggressive than anything Adam had ever seen. Its fur was ragged, ribs slightly visible, and its eyes were wild with hunger. The creature had been driven down from the mountains, desperate and dangerous. Adam stumbled backward, paralyzed by terror. He tried to scream, but no sound came out. The wolf locked its gaze on him, its prey. But in the split second before it lunged, Rex threw himself between Adam and the threat with a force that shook the ground. His snarl echoed like thunder. The wolf attacked instantly, its jaws snapping, its claws ripping into the earth. Rex didn't move back. He charged. It was a collision of instinct, fury, and survival. Adam's scream finally broke free, but the forest swallowed it. The wolf snapped at Rex's face, barely missing. Rex countered by biting its shoulder. The wolf swung its weight, slamming Rex against a fallen branch. Adam wanted to run to him, to help, but his legs wouldn't move. He could only cry helplessly while the dog, who loved him more than his own life, fought with everything he had. Rex wasn't the biggest. He wasn't the strongest, but he had something the wolf didn't, a reason to fight. He lunged again, tackling the wolf sideways. The two tumbled across the ground, snapping, snarling, clawing. Blood sprayed across the leaves. Adam fell to his knees, trembling, whispering Rex's name over and over, begging him to come back, begging him not to die. The wolf gained the upper hand. pinning Rex to the ground. It leaned in for the fatal bite, straight at Rex's throat. That was the moment Rex made a decision. Using the last bit of strength buried deep inside him, he twisted free, jerked upward, and sank his teeth into the wolf's neck. The forest echoed with the animal's scream. The wolf stumbled back, lost balance, and retreated into the darkness of the trees. It limped away, defeated but alive. The moment it disappeared, the forest became silent again, and Rex collapsed. Adam rushed to him, crying so hard he could barely breathe. He wrapped his arms around Rex's neck, whispering a please. Please don't leave me. Please stay. Please wake up. Please. Rex opened his eyes weakly, wagging his tail once, slow, gentle, and full of love. He tried to lick Adam's hand, but could barely move. Adam's shirt soaked with Rex's blood. His small hand shook as he tried to cover the wounds, crying harder with every passing second. He knew he had to move. He had to get help. Adam lifted Rex's head gently and whispered, "I'll bring help. Don't leave, okay? You promised you'll always stay with me." Rex blinked slowly, as if saying he would try. Adam ran like he had never run before. Through the fog, through the trees, tripping, falling, getting back up. His lungs burned, his legs hurt, but he didn't stop. He couldn't stop. His best friend needed him. By the time he reached the village, he was barely able to speak. He collapsed into the arms of the first adult he saw, crying hysterically and trying to explain between sobs what had happened. The villagers were stunned. Wolves rarely came so far down. But the look in Adam's eyes made one thing clear. Rex didn't have much time. A rescue team gathered quickly. 4 men, ropes, blankets, first aid kits. Adam tried to lead them, but he was shaking too much. One of the villagers carried him while others rushed ahead. When they reached the spot in the forest, Adam jumped out of their arms and ran straight to Rex. The dog was still there, still breathing. Barely. They wrapped Rex gently and carried him home. The village's only veterinarian was called. Hours of treatment followed. The wounds were deep, some close to fatal, but Rex had held on, fought for life the same way he had fought for Adam. The entire village waited outside in silence. When the vet finally stepped out, everyone held their breath. "He's alive," the vet said softly. "He's a fighter." Adam collapsed into tears again, this time with relief. The days that followed were difficult. Rex couldn't walk for a while. Adam stayed by his side constantly, sleeping on the floor next to him, feeding him by hand, whispering stories, thanking him over and over and over. Sometimes Rex would lift his head and rest it on Adam's lap. Sometimes he couldn't even do that. But the bond between them grew deeper than ever. Weeks passed. Rex healed, slowly, painfully, beautifully. The villagers began calling him the guardian of the valley. Strangers traveled from nearby towns just to see the hero dog who saved a child. But for Adam, Rex wasn't a guardian, or a hero, or a legend. He was simply his best friend, the one who would have died for him without hesitation. And so life returned to normal, or as normal as it could be after witnessing such bravery. One evening months later, Adam sat beside Rex under a glowing sunset. The sky was painted in gold, and the mountains looked like they were wearing crowns of fire. Adam rested his head against Rex's shoulder and whispered, "I don't know why you did it, but I love you, and I'll spend my whole life thanking you." Rex didn't need words. He simply leaned closer, letting his presence say everything. And this story became a lesson not just for Adam, but for everyone who heard it. That love isn't measured by size or strength, but by the willingness to sacrifice. That courage doesn't roar. Sometimes it simply stands between danger and someone you love. Rex had run into death itself to save a child, and in doing so, he showed the world what loyalty truly means. The villagers still say that if you walk through the forest at dawn, when the fog is thick and the air is calm, you can feel something powerful, like the echo of a moment that changed everything. A moment when a dog didn't hesitate. A moment that became unforgettable. Rex didn't just save Adam's life. He taught everyone what it means to love without fear, to protect without pause, and to live with a heart brave enough to face death itself. A story no one can ever forget.